Hey guys, today we're gonna try to get this engine running. It's been sitting in a field for over 40 years. Let's see if we can bring it back to life. All right guys, this thing's looking pretty rough. I'm just gonna make a guess and say that it's seized and it's not gonna run, but we're gonna take a close look at it. We're gonna try to get it to turn over, lube up the cylinders, see what happens. We're gonna be using vice grips a lot on this one. There we go. I gotta get that belt out of my way. There we go. Man, that sucker's in there. Look at all the rust everywhere. Most of the bolts have just rusted off. Wow. Wow. They're not turning. They are completely seized in there. Let's take a quick look at the valve covers. Oh God. Look at the rust. That's pretty bad. Maybe it's just surface rust. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you could probably clean that up. The head, look, you can see the head's clean down in there. Let's look at the other side. Ooh. It's not too bad. We'll spray a little. I've already done this a couple times, just sprayed a little Freol down in there a couple times over the last few weeks and let it kind of soak. Probably should have put some down in the carburetor. These I have not opened. I have not seen the valve train yet. I mean, it's not completely rusted. I've seen worse. This side looks pretty bad. That side looks pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Whew. Got it. There we go. You can see it's pretty bad. All right, finally got that thing off. Wow. What a pain. I mean, everything, guys, is just, you can just see how rusty all the nuts and bolts are. They're gonna fight us every step of the way. I mean, look at that. That's terrible. That is really, really bad. Pretty bad. Those need to soak. Uber up. Just getting all those lubed up. Hopefully that'll help when we go to take it apart. So, if we get a nut on here and try to turn this, because we couldn't get in there before because of the metal tin that was in the way. I couldn't get on it with anything. Let's see if we can get this to turn a little bit. Ready? Oh man. Yeah. Nope. Whew. Yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere. Look at that rust in there on that bolt. That's crazy. The inside of this thing is just probably completely rusted. Alright guys, this is fighting me every step of the way. This thing's, as far as I can tell, it's completely seized on the inside. But we might have some good parts. Carburetor, oil bath, distributor. Who knows? There may be some good parts in here we can move on to a new case. Hopefully the crank and the rods and the crank and rods are good. Hopefully the heads are good. We'll see. Alright guys, let's step away from that thing for a minute and kind of just take it easy, go back to the top and just kind of work our way down. Let's get the oil bath off, the carburetor, coil, distributor, fuel pump, generator, and just kind of start working our way down that way. It's pretty cool. See if there's any oil left in it. Yeah, there's a little bit in there. Can you smell it? It's got like a interesting type of filter, horsehair filter or something in there. Not sure what they used on those, but pretty cool. Look how clean it is in there. That's crazy. It's too bad the rest of the engine's not like that. That would have been awesome. That thing is super clean in there. Wow. I can't believe it. That's pretty wild, considering how bad the rest of the engine looks. But that's because it was basically sitting in water and all kinds of junk down in here. But that's too bad. That would have been cool to turn this thing over. All right, let's get that carburetor off of there. All right, what's holding this carburetor on? A nut here. Probably one in the back. Yep. There's a flathead holding the throttle cable on. A couple of dry rotted hoses. Vacuum line. And probably a cable. Electronic choke. Let's get all that off. This is a 13 right here. Can't get the ratchet on there because it hits the intake. Look how dry this hose is. Oh, look how sticky the throttle is. Shit, a little sticky. It's been a while. All right, let's get this off. stud just came right out. Let's see if we can get back in here. It's gonna be tight. Let's get these hoses off the distributor. Oh, look at that one. Nice, chewed right through it. Chewed through that one too, look at that. Well, they were busy in this one. They were busy. They chewed through all of those. We would have had to have gotten some wires, even if it did spin over, which it didn't, so we don't have to worry about it. Let's get the, I wonder how clean it is under here. It's probably pretty clean. Let's go ahead and get that cap off. Huh, it's a little dirty in there. It's not as clean as I thought it would be. Look at the corrosion on the points. That's pretty bad. Yeah, there was some dirt getting in there for some reason. Now we can get to that nut here on the carburetor a little bit better, but it's still pretty tight. Almost get the ratchet on there. There we go. Wow. Okay. The nut ended up coming off. Stud stayed in there, but the stud was turning at one point. All right. Look at the junk on the back of that carburetor. Look at all that junk. Wow. Yeah, there was a critter living back there. I'm still amazed at how clean the inside of the carb is. It's pretty awesome. Considering it's been sitting for 40 something years, and it was used before that. Pretty wild. This will be a cool carburetor to keep. It's all intact. It's still even got the little tag on it. It's really neat to have that tag. We'll clean this up, and maybe we'll use an ultrasonic cleaner and a vapor blaster and get it looking real sweet. That'll be cool. All right, let's get that coil off of there. Wow. Dang it. Sucker's just in there, boy. I don't know why that one's so tight. Wow, doesn't make any sense. It's like they stripped it when they put it in. This one's coming out nice. I don't know why that one's so bad. I can't believe how tight that was in there. That's crazy. Coil's off. Looks like an original one. USA. Huh. Wow. Interesting. So that's not the original coil. That's why that bolt is stripped. They replaced the coil at some point. Then when they put it back in there, they stripped that top one. The bottom one came out real nice. All right, let's see if we can get that distributor out of there. There's a nut back there, right here. And what else is there? There's this nut here. So this is the clamp nut that tightens it, that holds it into place. Let's see if we can get this out of here. It's a 13 millimeter. It'll be a miracle if this thing moves. Nah, that thing is seized in there. Seized into the case. Yeah, it should just pop out of there. But like the rest of the lower case, it's just seized into the case. Let's get that fuel pump off of there. That fuel pump. We should be able to save that fuel pump. I don't think that's German. I don't think the fuel pumps came with clamps on them. Gold seal. All right, I like these little fuel pumps. They're cool. Let's see, what size is that? 13? A lot of 13s in this area of the engine. I rebuilt one of these. It turned out really nice. Yeah, there's a little kit you can buy from Wolfsburg West. It's got the diaphragm and everything. Even though the case is trashed and the internals are trashed, this stuff's pretty cool. This thing's probably stuck in here. It's probably stuck in the case. There's a pin right here. Hey, the pin came out. It's a little rusty. That goes down to the cam. The cam pumps the fuel pump. You can buy this piece. I think it's like $10 or something. It's got some oil in there. Some thick oil. All right, guys, we're getting there. Whew. This is pretty much a lost cause, this case, I would imagine. But might as well take it all apart if we can get it apart. Let's see if that screwdriver works. I know you guys will be screaming at me about it. These are just the freaking bolts holding the tin on. It's crazy. They fused into the dang thing. Wow. Got it. It's just pretty wild. All right, let's try the cut-off wheel. That worked. All right, let's see if we can get that alternator strap off. It's a 13 nut right there, and it straps the alternator on the generator. There we go. All right, we got this bracket loose for the generator. It was a 13 millimeter. We also got this bolt, this nut out here. And we got this one out here. This one we had to use the grinder on. I think that thing is loose now. Let's see if we can pull it up. It's a throttle cable tube. Oh, look at all that junk. Wow. Look at all the junk just coming out of there. Yep. Okay. They were living all over this thing. Wow. The nasty junk down in there. Ooh, that's pretty bad. I think this has got to be the worst one that I've seen. I've seen a couple pretty bad ones. This one is really bad, guys. For multiple reasons. Oh, man. That is just nasty. Let's see if we can get this intake off. Ooh, that one turned. Nice. Can't believe those two came out. That's awesome. That one just snapped. All right, the intake is loose, I think. Should come off. There we go. There it is. All right, let's go ahead and get this generator oil filler stand off. Ooh. It's a little crusty in there. Crusty. Just a little dry. Oh, that's nasty in there, boy. Look at that old seal right there. It's just all like a rock. Yeah, it's a little funky in there. Ugh. It's gross. All right, we'll save that. That's a cool little piece. Might be able to reuse it. All right. That's what it looks like down in there. It's pretty scary. Kind of gives you an indication of the what it's going to look like inside the case there. Probably worse. We need to get this tin off. This tin. Man, can't get on them, and they are just rusted. Just nasty. So, I'm almost at this point, I'm just like, why? Why? All right, let's try to get the exhaust off. Oh. Ooh. Wow. Did that break or did it come loose? I can't tell. Looks like it. Oh, looks like it might have come loose. Yeah. This one's probably gonna break. Yep. There it goes. It's all right. It's all right. We split the nut. All right, can we get these suckers off here now? I think there's some tin on the bottom that's holding it. Holding it all together, probably. Back buster right there. Check it out. Push rods. All right, is this gonna come off? Wow. I'm surprised it came off like that. Check it out. Maybe that Freol I've been spraying in there helped loosen it up a little bit. That is nasty. Those jugs should pop off of there now. They're on there pretty good. There's a lot of stuff holding them in there. Let's get the other head off, and then we'll play around with that. Oh. Hey, that one doesn't look as bad in there. Huh. Overall, the head on this side's pretty nasty. It's all nasty. Oh my God. Whew. Pretty bad, guys, pretty bad. Oh, there's a tin. Oh, yeah. The forgotten tin. Yeah, those are seized. Come on. Gotcha. Nasty. That piston's seized in there. Let's see if we can get one of these off. There we go, that one's moving a little bit. Yeah, look at the rust on that thing. Completely seized. That Freon helped get it out of there though. I sprayed it in there over the last few weeks. Let it soak. But even with all that, it was still rusted in there. Ooh. One of the reasons it wouldn't spin over. The other reason's probably the crank is probably completely rusted inside of it. Yeah, it's rusty in there, boys. Really bad. Might be able to get this thing off here now too. Ah, look at that. It'll run now. Look at it, it's turning. That'd be funny. You put it back together and get it to start. I wonder if the distributor came loose. Nope. Distributor's still seized in there. I don't think it would turn. Ooh, it's kind of fun. It's a workout. Yeah, the distributor's seized. Ah, man. Yeah. It's a runner. Ran when parked. Woo! Look at that. All right, we're getting there. Look at how rusty it is in there. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign. That crank is probably toast. The rods are probably toast. The case is probably toast. But let's keep going. Let's see if we can get the case cracked open, knock out the distributor if possible, and just break it all down. We'll sort everything, put the scrap metal in the scrap pile, whatever's completely toast, and we'll have a little pile of save. Definitely gonna save some of this stuff, the carburetor and the oil bath, stuff like that. We'll save the fuel pump, the heads. We'll clean the heads up really good, take them to VW Beetle and see what he thinks. And we'll go from there. Let's keep going. All right, there's a couple flathead screws right here holding this tin on. It's nice when you can get these things out of here. I'd like to get this off. A little crispy in there. Pistons were definitely rusted. That was the easiest thing to get off. There's bolts all underneath, hidden in here, that are just covered in all kinds of junk. Look at that one, can't even see it. I should have been an archaeologist or something, or a dentist. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. Let's see if it'll come off. Looks like some water got in there. We know this case was in the water. This thing's gnarly, man. So those gears should pop out of there if they weren't seized. Ooh, okay, there we go. You can see the milky junk. Ugh. It's gross, right? It should come out, yeah. There we go. All right, we got the pump cover off, the gears out. Trying to get this housing out of here, but it is in there really tight. There's another bolt here that we need to get off. All right, what else is holding this thing together? Anything? There's another one here. All right, there's 4 more there that we gotta get off. All right, let's see if we can pry this pump out of here now. That bolt out might help. It's moving a little bit. But it's coming out. There we go. She's a little sticky. A little sticky. All right. There it is. A little nasty in there. A little nasty. I'm just gonna double check real quick. I think I got everything. There's always a couple that hide from it. Yep. There's one right there. It's amazing how easy it comes apart when you take all the bolts out. Ooh. All right, guys, I had to take a minute and just clean up and regroup. Got a little ahead of myself, and I forgot to take out the pistons. I forgot that you can't pull the case all the way apart with the pistons in there. I also forgot a couple of bolts at the bottom like I said before, covered in grease, completely forgot about it. Everything is just seized and stuck. You can see how the case is just completely deteriorated here. This isn't something you'd want to reuse. You could, but there's other examples out there that you could pick up for, you know, $300, $400, $500 that are in a lot better shape. If this is the engine that you wanted to rebuild, if you wanted to try to keep with the 40 horse, which most people don't. Most people end up wanting to go with a bigger engine. Anyway, we're gonna open this sucker up. I gotta get this last piston off. I'm gonna show you how I did it. Stand by. All right, let's try that again. There's these little clips. They look like this. I already went ahead and took off 3 of the pistons. We're gonna do this last one together here. These work great for this. They come right out. And then they fly across the room. But there's one on each side, and then there's a pin in there that you need to knock out. And I've been knocking it out with this screwdriver, but if you were trying to save the pistons and you're trying to save the pin, you want to use something more like this brass and just be very gentle if you were trying to save those. But normally, if you're rebuilding an engine, you're going to get new pistons, you're going to get new pins, you're going to get new jugs, new rings, and all that stuff. So all right, there we go. The other 3 were not that easy. That one came out a little bit easier. But you can see how rusted and nasty and worn they are. That's not something you want to reuse. Let's see if it'll open up. It should. I think it should. All right, maybe. Still wants to fight. Still wants to fight. There we go. Wow. Nasty. Also, if this is something you would want to save and you're wanting to be more delicate, you'd want to put it on a stand. But we're not trying to save this one. Maybe we'll use these parts for art, some kind of art project, or look how bad it is. Wow, that's the worst one I've ever seen. Guys, I've never seen one this bad. It is bad. Whew, man, nasty. Look how rusty the cam is, the crankshaft is. I'm sure the cam is worn out too, but whew, man, I've never seen one with that much rust on it. Now, it is possible that this could be saved. Someone like VW Darren, somebody that knows how to clean this stuff up and make it right could save it. I just don't know if it'd be worth the time, the hassle to do it. You know, this could just be surface rust. It's possible. But the case, oh my God. Again, you could probably save it if you wanted to, but I don't know that it would be worth it. The time that it would take to clean that thing, and whew. There is our distributor. Another thing that is just seized in there. We'll work on trying to pop that out here in a second. You can kind of see how it sits in there. It sits in here, and that gear right there is driven by, what gear is it driven by? It's driven by one of these gears here. I think it's this one. I think that's the gear that drives the distributor. Ooh, man, it's just nasty. I've never seen one with that much junk in it. Oh, those things are seized in there. The lifters are seized in there. I think one of them came out somewhere. Two of them came out. There's one out there, but they're really tight. They should just slide in and out of here. Oh, there we go. That one came out. I mean, I guess that could be a good sign that they're nice and tight in there. We'll clean a couple of those up and look and see how worn they are on the top. But it feels pretty worn. Oh, wow. Yeah. What a mess, man. Cool. Well, guys, there it is. We got it apart. I do like a challenge sometimes, and that was quite the challenge. We're gonna get back on the metal work here in a few days. I got a big surprise for you guys. It's gonna be pretty cool, so I'll show you guys that in a couple days. Otherwise, I'm gonna start cleaning up here and get all this stuff organized. There is some good stuff that we can save from this engine. Probably not the case, probably not the crank. I don't know. We'll have VW Darren take a look at it and see what he thinks. But we've got some good parts that we can save for other projects, or maybe just sell them on the Samba or eBay or something like that, or at a swap meet. All right, guys, stay tuned. We are going to get on the chassis again. I got a big surprise for the chassis coming up, and I got a big surprise for the body coming up. So stay tuned. We'll see you on the next one. Later.